Hola. Good evening. Welcome to Smart Investing with Philip. So this is an incredible day, I love I love this type of market, I know that most people hate it because they see all the red into the portfolio, but I've been through this so many times, and I told you, and I go through this with you every single day. And this market crash is nothing fundamentally driven, it's all about the noise with Donald Trump and the way his erratic way of doing business, and just pressurizing everybody to agree to his terms. And the market and the establishment are not used to that. People are not used to this very, very type of alpha male type of negotiation, and just do and the bullying of he knows the power balance, or the power imbalance, he knows the power play, like he's like a beautiful woman in the couple. She knows that she got the power, and she's gonna use the power to get what she wants. This is the way it is. If you get the power, you can play it, and then you're just gonna use it the way until you get exactly what you want. But I think the move that he has done to pause all the tariff above the 10% flat rate that he was imposing on everyone, except for China, is actually putting a lot of pressure on China, because the US can survive without China. But I don't believe the Chinese can survive without the US imports. This is so big that I don't believe that they can manage to do without the half a trillion dollar a tariff on 100% of half a trillion dollar imports. That means the US is going to make half a trillion dollar of import tax. No, of course. Okay, stay with me. We're going to do a market review, market update. But today, I'm sure everybody is feel like a big relief, and feel like relaxed now that they know that all these noises at the end, the market wants to buy. You will see. I think probably today we are seeing one of the biggest day of the Nasdaq or S&P or some of the other indices, the biggest day ever. Close to the biggest day ever in the market in history. This day will make history. And this is really showing you that you should be staying invested, because you're going to miss all these big days. You miss a day of 10%, another one of 10%, that's a 20% upside move that you're going to miss. And to make up that 2 days of 10%, it's almost impossible. So you have to stay invested. You have to buy the bullet, and just to ride this roller coaster. At the end of the day, if you cannot go through this to the other side and to see again your portfolio green, that means you are not made for investing in the stock market. I'm just being blunt with you. If you cannot stand the last few weeks volatility, if you make it to the other side, then you just stop to invest in the stock market. Just take your money back and just forget about the stock market. It's not for you, because you can have even harder downside of the stock market. You can have minus 50%. You like on the blink. This is not impossible at all. If you cannot stomach 20% downside or 25% downside, that means it's not made for you. Then if you think this is made for you, if you want to have the 100% upside, then you need to accept the 50% downside. That's the part of the game, And you have to understand that this type of volatility is not going to last long. Eventually the market will recover and it will go to a new bull cycle. And this is always what will happen. So again, subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Help me to grow this community so I can show you exactly what is an experienced trader and investor for many, many decades. I've seen it all. So that's why when you see my market updates and then my talk with you, do you feel like I'm laughing? Just I find it very funny, but actually I'm also very stressed. But I know how it will end. It will always end the same way. Is that you're gonna become stronger, and then you will make more money at the end of the day. You're gonna make a lot of money. And if you bought this market dip, then you are making money even today. And I see the upside. The candlestick, the size of the candlestick on my screen is huge. So let's have a look at what we are talking about. Okay, let's have a look what we're talking about. Like something huge. What we're seeing today. This is the Nasdaq. Look at this candlestick. We open the market negative, and within the same day, look at how much we raised. Within the same day, 12%. Nasdaq is 12%. Look at the volume. That means the market wants to buy. The market wants to see the market going up. The market participants don't want to see the market collapsing. RSI went back to 50 on the daily. And 12%, we're going to close at 12%. So that means the whole day was full buying, you know. Of course, all the sellers already sold everything they had. So the only people left in the market are buyers. And then when you only have buyers and no sellers, or more buyers than sellers, then what will happen is a day of 11 or 12% upside, you know. And I think it's good, and it's good that you are seeing what the reward of staying invested. You are seeing, and I congratulations to all of you who are actually holding strong and firm, and who have not really have shaken hands and weak hands, and just sell and just run for the hills. Congratulations to those who actually hold firm and just control their emotion and their nerves, and they decided to go through this together, you know. Congratulations to all of you. And congratulations to me, because you have to congratulate yourself to really go through something that very few investors are capable of doing. During the tough time, to hold the investment and to hold the conviction, and to say, okay, I'm in it and I'm going to go through this to the other side, to the light together. It's not over. We are still done. We are still done on the Nasdaq. I think it's 15% now done. Let me see. Yeah, we have 14% done. I think the next level that we will probably go in the next few days is the 200 moving average of 493. So if we reach the 200 moving average, we're certainly going to go to -10. -10 is okay, you know, it's manageable. You know, and then we will have the earnings season, then we will have all the reaction from all this. But at the end of the day, if Donald Trump managed to get all this tariff agreement, all the barriers reduced for the export, then the US economy at the end will become stronger, you know, because the export will be much bigger than it is today. The trade deficit will be much less than today. And then you will see the US market will explode, because everybody would say, wow, he managed to do something that nobody really thought that he would manage to do. And then this is incredible, you know. But anyway, let's take it for what it is. It's a good day. Let's enjoy this good day. And this historic day, I believe it's an historic day. So let's see what will happen. So the S&P 500, the same, you know, look at the candlestick, huge candlestick for the day. We are plus 10%. On the one day, yeah, 11%. Can you believe that, huh? Can you believe that? Huge volume also. So at least if we go to the 200 moving average, that is good. We are back to the trading range back in November 2024. You see, we were trading on the sideway for so long. Then if we go back to the 200 moving average, we are within the range for at least 1 year right now, or at least 6 or 8 months. This is great, you know. IWM, 10% up. So it seems like all US equity index, 10% up. 10, 11, 12%, more or less. This is great, you know. And the volume is really, really high. Look at the volume on IWM. Look at the volume here. It's the highest volume since a long, long, long time, you know. Yeah, since actually 2022, the low of 2022. The volume is higher than... This is crazy, you know. The volume on IWM on the buying is huge. And I won't be surprised if China, for example, cave and just say, okay, we're going to negotiate something in the next few weeks, next few days maybe, next few weeks. If they see everybody caving, except then they're not going to be suiciding themselves, you know. Economic suicide. If they don't cave, it's economic suicide, because I don't believe that China can afford to not export to the US. I don't believe so. They have 1 trillion, they have I think it's 1,000 billion, $1 trillion of surplus, trade surplus. Do you think they can have half of their trade surplus vanish like this because Donald Trump wants to tax them 100%? I don't believe so. They are playing tough because they don't want to be seen as weak. They don't want to be bullied, and they don't want to do these things. But Donald Trump is not stupid. He knows they cannot afford to have, especially right now with the economy and so on. You know, no, they cannot afford. They will cave. I take my bet they will cave in the next few days or next week. And then if they cave, the market will rally like the thing you have never seen in your life. Maybe one day would be 15% up, not 12% or 10%, maybe 15% up. This is just crazy. The volume we are seeing is a huge volume. So some stocks like AMD, 25% up. You see, I bought some AMD yesterday at $80. You see today already 20% on the one that I bought yesterday. But never mind. It's okay. AMD is my long-term investment anyway. I'm not like investing for the next few months, you know. It's the next 3 to 5 years. I want to make 5 times my investment, 5, 6 times, maybe 10 times my investment just on AMD. So crazy, you know. SMCI 15-16% up, Palantir 20% up. What is a huge market relief, you know, huge market relief. Max 7, look at this Tesla, 22%, NVDA 22%, 23%. All the Max 7 up. And Max 7 together plus 15% in one day, plus 15% in one day. That's why it shows you cannot sell at the bottom. If you sold at the bottom at 39, you missed already $7 on the share, you know. You cannot recover from that, you know. If you sell, let's say you sell here, then now you see the market jump by 15%. Then you buy here. Let's say it goes back again. Then you are double loser, you know. No, don't play this game, you know. Stay invested. Just believe that these are the strongest company in the world, and they will go through this, you know. They will go through this. Of course, they will go through this. 100%. IMS. You see, plus 12%. I bought some yesterday. I sold some put yesterday on IMS. Anyway, all the stocks up today. I don't believe there are a lot of stocks going down. Let me check. Who are the stock going down? The VIX down by 35%. Look at the candle of the VIX, you know. Was 60, now it's 33. Half the VIX gone. Shows like the volatility went down rapidly, you know. So the people who bought put options on the top, they are now making huge money lost only in one day. If you buy a put option at this level, you know, at this level of the volatility VIX at 60, if it's 33 right now, that means 3/4 of your puts value is already gone in one day just because of volatility. That's why people, when they buy or sell options, they have to understand how volatility works and impact the value of the options. Oh, my God, this is a crazy day, you know. Crazy day. Crazy day. Let me see. Master strategy, RH plus 30%, of course, was done like hell, you know. RH was hammered like hell, you know. Crazy. Beginning of the year was 400, now it's 200. 50% done. More than 50% done. Anyway, I think it just shows you how fast things can change, you know. That's why you have to be strong and stay on the course, you know. Just because Donald Trump announced he's posing the tariff. But what I mean posing the tariff is not that posing the tariff, he still imposed the 10% minimum levy on every single country. Posing the tariff means for the one who have more than 10% and who actually came forward to try to negotiate an agreement and didn't put any retaliatory tariff, then those ones suspended for 3 months. So that means for 3 months, we have a bit of relief in the market. So we're going to be more focusing on the earnings and all this. And it's good you enter the earnings season when the market already collapsed, because even if the expectation not good, they're not going to collapse further, you know, because everything already priced, the worst case are already priced in the stock price. So the only thing you can do, just make a relief. They say, you know, this, even if they have a worse than expected prediction or guidance, the stock will rally because they say, okay, it's not as bad as we expected with the tariff, so the stock will rally. My goodness, you know, this is like, this type of days is crazy, is good, huh? That's why you like to be investor, you know, I'd like to be a professional investor, to be in the market every single day, because they always have like some action. On the economic front, on Wednesday, nothing really special today, you see, mortgage rates, crude oil, Fed. I think tomorrow is an important day. Hold on, huh?
Okay, right. So we said that on the economic front, tomorrow we have important data, continued jobless claim, core inflation rate, month-of-month, core inflation rate year-on-year, CPI, inflation rate, month-of-month, inflation rate. So basically tomorrow is a big day, you know. But with all the euphoria in the market with the new pause on the tariffs and this very good news, I think this number actually won't really matter tomorrow, you know. So I would say that the market will continue certainly to rally after this good news, and we will see. But anyway, I think it's a very historical day today. We see how much, 10-15% today, 20% some of the stocks, you know. Wow, this is crazy. Anyway, it's good. It's good we have this type of relief rally, you know, because the pressure was so big. Then it's good. Just hold on. So now we're gonna see the headline. Headline, I think all over the financial news. Trump said tariff pause for 90 days on non-retaliating countries. Trump said tariff pause for 90 days on non-retaliating countries. US wheat farmer bailout. Trump shock pushes US and China toward decoupling cliff edge. So basically, the only soldier standing is China. Let's see if China is gonna play this game any longer. Not that every other country has caved. I think they have a lot of pressure to cave as well. I don't see that they're gonna be the last one standing for a long time. They have so much to lose, so I don't believe that they're gonna. Let's see. Anyway, it's very interesting that it's playing out today. We come from a day yesterday. Everything was so negative and everybody so negative and so depressing, and today is so positive. Anyway, we are still down 15%, so we are not actually break even. But today is a very good sign, very good volume, very good upside. And when the volume goes with the upside of the uptick, then this is a very strong sign that the market is bullish and wants to go up. So again, don't panic. Stay in the market, stay invested in the market, and then you will see over the long term you're gonna make so much money. And especially if you actually top up and DCA your investment during the worst day, like yesterday or the day before yesterday, then you probably DCA'd a lot your investment and the average price, which is gonna help you actually recover much faster when the market goes up again. So this is why when the VIX is at the highest level, you should never be scared to invest, because the VIX going to the highest level is always a buy signal, and I showed you yesterday in the market update. So once again, please subscribe, like, leave your comments, and then we will go from there. So speak to you tomorrow. Bye.